Okay? Now, the question tells you that the parameter of the shaded part is 4 cm longer than the parameter of the unshaded part. So the first thing you need to figure out is what makes up the difference between your shaded and unshaded parameters. Correct or not? So I'm going to outline your unshaded parameter first. Your unshaded parameter is made up of this line, and this line. Very straightforward, correct? Now, this is your unshaded part. What makes up the parameter of the shaded part? So what exactly accounts for the difference? I use a third highlighter to show you what. The first thing you must recognize is, does the diagonal length in the middle make up any difference? No. The diagonal does not make up any difference. Why? Because in both the shaded and unshaded, there is the diagonal length. So the diagonal will not make up any difference in your parameter. That's the first thing you must know. So actually what the length of the diagonal is, in this case, is actually not important. So a lot of you are fixated on the diagonal, but the diagonal does not give you a difference in parameter because it exists in both the shaded and unshaded part. So what exactly makes up the difference in parameter? I have this part, I have this part. Same, right? I have this part, I have this part. Also the same, right? I have this part, but this only stops here. So the first thing that makes up the difference is this part. But that's not all. If this part on the left side exists, this part also exists on the right side. So those two parts make up a difference. Then what else? Let's look at the horizontal. This is 2 cm. This is also 2 cm. This is 4 cm. This is also 4 cm. This is 8 cm. This is also 8 cm. So if I look at the horizontal part, is there any difference in the horizontal part or not? No. There is no difference in the horizontal part. So the only parts that actually where there is a difference is this plus this. That's it. This is what makes up the difference of 4 cm. So if I let this be 1 unit, basically 2 units equals to 4 cm, like this. Okay, if you were to draw it out in the model, you will also be able to see it, but I think the model way is a little bit harder to represent. Okay, so the only parts that make up the difference in parameter is the two purple part. So that is what the question requires you to find. Right? So that gives me, from the diagram, 2 units is equal to 4 cm. So 1 unit is equal to 2 cm. And once I know that that is 2 cm, I can go and use my diagram to help me find the rest of the information. How do I find AB? I know this entire length, right? This entire length is 13 cm. And therefore, AB is just 13 cm minus 2 cm to give me 11 cm. You all understand the logic? Okay, if you are still confused, let me maybe use different colored highlighters to show you once again what makes up the difference. So the first thing you must recognize is that the diagonal will not make up any difference because your shaded part and your unshaded part, both of them have the diagonal. Right? Your horizontal length got any difference or not? This is equal to this. This is equal to this. And this is equal to this. So your horizontal length also got no difference between the shaded and unshaded. Then your vertical length, this is equal to this, right? This is equal to this. And this is not equal to that, right? Because now we have one part that is missing. This part over here in yellow can only correspond with this part over here in yellow. So the parts that are unaccounted for is the two parts in purple, which is here and here. And that is what accounts for your difference of 4 cm. Okay. Once you figure out part A, part B is a lot easier if your part A is correct. If your part A is wrong, then your part B will naturally also be wrong. Eugene, I shall not comment on that. What is the area of the shaded part? How to find the area of the shaded part? You should be able to tell me that the area of the shaded part is the area of the three rectangles minus away the area of the large triangle. Correct? There is no way to find the shaded area directly. Don't do funny things. So to find shaded area, you should be able to tell me that is the total area of three rectangles minus away your area of triangle. So once you can find the length of AB, you should be able to find the area of the whole thing. You know that the large triangle, I'm just going to divide them into three parts. I'm going to divide them into rectangle A, rectangle B, rectangle C. So area of rectangle A is given by 8 times 13 to give me 104. I'm writing units here, but in your exam, if you are the kind who have a tendency to forget your units, please just keep the units for the equation and write in your final answer. And for goodness sake, please don't write the wrong unit. Area of rectangle A, 8 times 13. Area of rectangle B, 4 times 6. Area of rectangle C, 2 times 3 to give me 6 cm square. So I have found the area of the whole figure already. It's A plus B plus C. And now I need to find the area of the triangle. So the problem with question part B is that if your part A is wrong, then obviously your part B is going to be wrong too. So the area of your triangle is half times base times height, which is half times 2 plus 4 plus 8 cm times AB, which is, we found just now, 11 cm. Okay. And that is 77 cm squared. And therefore, your shaded area is your area of the whole figure, which is 104 plus 24 plus 6 minus 77, which will give me 57.